What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk a little bit about Stellar Blade coming to PC, getting ourselves ready, but also talking about, the potential that I think this game has when it does come to PC. So we're just a few weeks away. Obviously, comes out June 11th. They already showed the trailer. They broke it down, in terms of everything that you'll be getting of this game. Really, this is kind of wave 2. This game, just in case people don't know, I really like this game. I think this game is just a fundamentally rock-solid game that does a few things extremely well. And by the way, one of those things absolutely is the combat, right? One of just the really amazing feeling games of the last, really generation, I honestly would argue. Story and other things might be a little weaker to some people than others, but, we know it did well. All of this financial stuff that they talk about, and they just freaking talked about the sequel, a few days ago. We're getting a sequel. The game did well. I think confirmed. It sold over 1 million. I'm sure it's done more than that, and it's done good. It's launched a franchise for them, and it's really carrying a lot of their financial weight over the last year. So, impossible to say that it's not doing well for them. It's doing so good. And that's just on PlayStation, right? This is really wave 2. And, you got the complete edition, you got more skins. And really, I think this is kind of the culmination of all the stuff they've been doing over the last year. They've talked about it themselves, treating a single-player game as if it's live service. And while I'm no big fan, if you guys watch my other videos, not a big fan of live service, but they've done such a good job. They really have done exactly what they said. All these updates, periodic updates for this game, just kind of keeping it alive, in the minds of people, right? With bosses or different features to the game, or even outfits, just simple outfits, right? Get people to almost remember it and to keep the game around. They've done such a good job. But, a while ago, they actually had talked about that PC, they're expecting the game to outsell PlayStation. So if this thing sold 1, 2, 2.5 million on PlayStation, they're expecting the same, if not even more, on PC. And this might be Stellar Blade's Final Fantasy VII moment, Rebirth, I guess. That's a sticky situation. I'm a big Rebirth defender, but that's a game that I think did do pretty well on PlayStation, but obviously didn't live up to expectations from them, and then released on PC and just freaking blew up, right? Where I think even Square Enix was probably caught off guard and said, oh, okay, there is a huge audience for us on PC that we kind of just avoid and ignore. I don't think Stellar Blade did that. We know PlayStation helped them a lot, even with the creation and rounding this game, into shape and all that jazz. That's great. They got a lot of help and they reciprocated and all that jazz. But now, I feel like this is where the game kind of gets taken to that next level. It doesn't even really, that's the thing. That's kind of why I opened it the way that I did this video, where it's does it need it? Not necessarily, because it got everything it needed. It got the money, it got the company to a better spot. I think the isn't the CEO or the director now one of the richest people of his country. It did things for them. It absolutely helped them, and it got a sequel. It literally started a sequel, even just with the PS5. So it doesn't, I don't know. It is wave 2. It is a chance for them to do even better and to honestly, literally double everything that they've done so far. But was it necessary? Not really. They got so much of what they needed anyway. This is just a chance to put that extra stamp and say, we can be a freaking force, right? We can go out and more people are going to know of it. Again, I think it did very well on PlayStation, but I would not be surprised whatsoever if there was a very large PC base that has just been waiting and they're ready to go and they're ready to support the game when it comes out. Granted, the trailer's good and all the enhancements made on PC. If your PC is strong enough, you can run this thing extremely well. But with a lot of these games, it's got to come out well. There's a lot of games that come out in subpar conditions, and honestly, I'll say this, that can really tank a PC launch, right? I think that's just kind of a common thing. Arkham Knight, you can go back 10 years ago, you can go back even beyond 10 years to see even some very high-profile games. If those games are not coming out in working condition, it doesn't matter how big the game is, you're going to tank it. So it does have to come out, running and just solid, which isn't asking for much, by the way, but in 2025 it kind of is. But if it does that, which I have a good amount of confidence in them, I think everything will be fine, and actually much better than fine. Because I will say, I can kind of see it. I can see, I don't know how well Rebirth did on PC, versus PlayStation. You saw that initial impact, and you saw all of these people playing playing it on PC, and it looked like it kind of beat PlayStation. I mean, again, like, we don't know for sure, but I can see a similar thing for Stellar Blade. I can see it coming in very hot. By the way, I can also see a lot of people that got it for PlayStation getting it again. I mean, I think I have 2 personal friends that are literally going to buy it a second time. They have it on PS5, they're getting it on PC. I'm sure that'll happen, and I'm sure there'll be hundreds of thousands, if not more, that'll be getting it for the very first time on PC, which continues to just grow it. Then the question is, what does the sequel do, right? Is it only PlayStation, or is it PlayStation and PC? So that will be kind of interesting to watch, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens, because I think this game is going to take the world by storm 2 times, because quite honestly, I think it already did it once last year. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.